Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. Well, in this episode, something really cool. We have the SWAN K1 PRO here, and we are going to fly it today with the DJI FPV Goggles. Yep, so here we go. So the first thing to do would be to open our case, and let me show you what's inside. So if you buy this unit, let me show you with my GoPro here. You can see we have the main body here. We have a few wing tips over here. Here's where you have your remote. And if I lift up this area, you'll see we have batteries over here. So I brought 2 batteries with me. You can order this with 1 or 2 batteries. I also have some spare props down here. In the back area, it's all Velcroed down. So we're just gonna unvelcro it. Pull this back, and in here we see we have the legs with the motors. You got 2 sets of those, and you got some spare props and some spare props. The only thing I do not have in the case anymore would be the power supply plus the instructions and a few other minor odds and ends. Taking a look at our SWAN really quick, we have a pitot tube up front for measuring wind speed so you don't stall your plane in the air. I do have a GoPro up there, and below the GoPro is your FPV camera to see where you're going, and below that is the DJI FPV air unit right there. Now, to assemble the SWAN K1 PRO for flight, it takes about a minute. It's really easy, so watch this. Okay, first thing you do is grab the main body. Now, one thing I've done on mine is I have marked all my little legs here with markings on the legs to tell me what is the right and the left. It just makes it faster and easier for me to put it together. So let me show you. So on this item, I have right motor listed there, and on this one, where is it? Over here, I have left. And even on the wings, if I pull out the wings, I have left wing, and down there you can see I have right wing. So putting this together is pretty easy. Can the GoPro pick this up? You can see the connections are right there. So I just match up the right side with the right side and do the same for the left side. Then for the wingtips, there's a little item sticking out, a little piece of plastic, and it fits in a circular hole down there. And once again, I have them marked right and left. So I just slide that in. They just click into place. They're not going to go flying off in the air. There we go. One's on, and then you put the other one on, and I'm pretty much ready to go, except for the props, which I'm going to put on next. All right, and there you go. Told you it only takes about a minute. Now for your props, you have 2 colors of props. You have silver and black. And if you look at this motor, it has a tip that has no indentation, so that would be silver. And then over here, you have a tip that has an indentation, and that would be black. So let's put those on. The silver tip prop goes on clockwise. There we go. And as you can imagine, the black tip prop, I'll just move this over here, will go on counterclockwise. Okay, I think I was mistaken. It doesn't take a minute to put this together. It takes less than a minute. Next thing you do is power on your controller. And as soon as it starts beeping, then plug in the battery into your SWAN. Always make sure on your controller that this switch over here is always pulled over to the left, like that. Can you see it? That means it's in GPS mode. If you accidentally leave it to the other side, the GPS may not function and your drone might fly around in the air a little bit erratic. If you're a beginner, that might be scary. If you're used to flying drones and stuff, there we go, so beeping, then it's not a problem. So that beeping means put the battery in. So this cover comes off. And then we just take our battery and it goes in like this. It should just stick in there. It's a nice tight fit. There we go. Push this way and then connect the battery and everything will power on. Put your cover back on. It's held in place with magnets. Now here's an important point. If you just purchased this SWAN K1 PRO, then the very first thing you must do when you take it out to a field is do a compass calibration. And if you look up here, you can see me doing a compass calibration. You can see me spinning it 3 different ways. So I spin it one way, then I spin it another way, then I spin another way. It walks you through it on the instructions on the controller. Now there is a calibration you'll have to do every time before you fly, and that's the pitot tube calibration. And that's what I'm going to do here. It's basically put your hand over the pitot tube or your finger over the pitot tube to stop air from going into it, so it defaults to 0, then blow into it so it knows air is going through it, measures the pressure. The pitot tube is there so that this does not stall and fall out of the sky. That's what stops it from stalling. So it's pretty cool. It's got this stall defensive system built into it. So you got to do that before every single flight when you put a battery in. Finally, I should also mention, if you're a newbie, you might want to set up your parameters in your little controller. You'll see there's a bunch of settings at the top right where you found the calibration settings. And you'll see you can set your parameters for return to home, how high it has to be before it goes into airplane mode, and a bunch of other things. So make sure you set those up. Here we go, pitot tube calibration. Hold my thumb over the top. Wait until my controller display says completed. Completed, so now I have to blow into it. So here we go. and that says completed. All right, so one thing I want to show you is up front here. This is where I'm going to put my GoPro. So I'm just going to slide it in and strap it down. Now I'm going to show you one thing for people flying this FPV as I move around here. Let me just get this off. It's just Velcro. Doing this with one hand. All right, so when you put this strap on to hold your GoPro on, let me just show you. You see your FPV camera right here? Well, it is very wide angle and it's going to see this strap. And because of that, you can't really get good quality video out of your FPV camera without having this in the way. So you'll have to either put a smaller action camera on that sits lower so that you don't get this in the way. Now after your calibration is done, just pull the left joystick down and move it to the right like this, and the motors will start. Then after the motors start, just raise the left joystick past center position and the Swan will rise in the air. Now that your Swan is flying, you can use the left and right joystick to control it exactly as you would control a drone. Now for beginners, please do not fly this on a windy day. For pros, no problem. I'm going to show you me flying it on a windy day right here. All right, let's take this baby up, see how she flies. It is pretty windy here, so let's see how she does in the wind. There's some birds. Oh, Canada geese. Right, we're fighting the wind. I can still yacht around really fast. I can move it to the right with one joystick. Move it to the left. Just get out of the way so it doesn't chop me up. And you can move it over here. I could go forward. You can see I'm kind of rough with it, but I've been flying this for a long time, so I'm very used to these this Swan. Now for your first FPV flight of the Swan, take it up to about 25 or 30 meters and just let it sit there. And then go and get your FPV goggles. All right, to fly with the DJI FPV goggles, I just have to plug them in. It will automatically connect because I've connected it before. It's just like a normal FPV drone. There is a record button on your goggles. You have to press it to turn on the record. And now we're ready to fly digital FPV. So let's put on our DJI goggles and pick up our radio. Next, we're just going to press the A button on the radio and that will cause the SWAN K1 PRO to go into airplane mode. The Swan will change from vertical to horizontal and just keep flying in a straight line. You don't have to touch any controls. Here you can see I'm having the Swan do a flyby and I'm not touching the joysticks. It just stays at the same height, same direction, keeps on flying until you provide input. Here's the view from my 4K footage on my GoPro, and here is the digital view that I see in my FPV goggles. Notice the Velcro's hanging down? Now flying the SWAN K1 PRO with FPV goggles is an out-of-body experience, especially when you use digital goggles because your range is extremely far and reception is really good. You just let go of the joysticks on the controller and the drone carries on in that direction. The only time you provide input is if you want to turn to the right or to the left, or you want to go down, or you want to go up, or you want to go slower or faster. Now I just want to show you how relaxed I am flying this Swan. If you look at the soccer field, we're coming up, there's a little dot, I'll put an arrow on it. That's me sitting on the ground with the goggles on, just flying around the park. I'm not standing, I'm not kneeling, I'm not leaning against anything, I'm just sitting down and people are walking by wondering what I'm doing wearing these virtual reality goggles. So for me, flying the SWAN K1 PRO FPV, well, it's a very zen experience. Very, very relaxing. Now I must point out that at this time, the time of this recording, there is no on-screen display with telemetry information of your flight. In other words, when I'm flying, I do not see an arrow pointing back to my home location. I do not see my height or my speed or any GPS information. That's all on the display of the controller in my hands. In the future, they say they will add it. Next thing I want to show you is just your height control. So right now I have the nose pointing down slightly, so this is pretty much as low as you can get it, and the next thing I'm going to do is take it up. It climbs very fast, so you can ascend. See, I'm bringing the nose up. You can ascend very quickly. I have my max height set to 120 meters because that's the regulation in Canada, and you watch, I'm almost at 120 meters in no time. As soon as you see the nose go level, there we go, 120 meters. And you can see at that height and distance, the image is still clear in my DJI FPV goggles, and you can see as I swing around here looking at the world. When you're flying that high, there's not much around, maybe some Canada geese, that's about it. Now, I've taken the SWAN K1 PRO FPV out for many flights over the course of several weeks, and I can tell you I have tons of good footage. So let me show you some footage from the beach. So here's the sun setting in the evening. I went to my local beach and flew this around there, and I gotta tell you, when you're sitting there with your little FPV goggles on and flying, it is so serene and so relaxing. The birds below didn't find it too relaxing, but yeah, I certainly did. It was great. Now, this is kind of funny. I'm going to let you watch this for a bit, but people came up to me because they saw me standing there with VR goggles leaning against my Jeep, and they wanted to know what it was, so I just handed the goggles to them, and then I flew the SWAN K1 PRO line of sight, and they just kept watching in the goggles, handing them off to each person who showed up, and they were having a grand old joyous time with that. So here we go. I'm just going to let you watch some footage, and then I'll come back. Now, when you're finished flying and you want to bring the SWAN K1 PRO home, all you do is press the B button on your remote controller and the drone will fly back to you because it's in return to home mode. It will go into vertical mode and then land right where it took off. Or you can fly it near you and press the A button, and then it will go again into vertical mode and you can land it manually. It's totally up to yourself. If you had pressed the B button and it returned to home, it usually lands within 5 feet to 4 feet of the exact spot it took off from. All right, we're back indoors to me, and I just want to clear up any confusion you may have with the SWAN flying normally and the SWAN flying FPV. So let me just explain this really quick. So in my first video of the SWAN, this guy right here, this is the aircraft I used, and let me just put it here so you can see me and you can see it, and I use this controller here. And when you fly it, you see the video signal here, and all the telemetry is on here. But the one you saw in the video you just watched is not this one. Let me show you. So I'm putting this one back here, and I'm picking up the one you saw in the video. So you see there's actually two of them. If I show it right here, so there's two of them. The top one is FPV, and that one down there is not FPV. So that was in my first video. This is the video you just watched of this one. So with this guy, there's a controller with it as well, and it's right here. So the controllers are identical. I had to label them which one's FPV and which one's not FPV. The only difference is that on this one, a lot of the wiring is disconnected to put the DJI FPV air unit in it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take it apart right now to show you where the DJI FPV air unit is. Check this out. All right, so let's separate all the pieces really quick. And we're left with this piece right here, and your DJI FPV air unit is right here. See with the little antenna sticking out the bottom? There's just 4 plastic screws to take out. There we go. After you get the 4 screws out, I'm just going to bend this back with the antennas, and you can see your DJI air unit. Let me just pull this up. Is right there. See? That's your DJI FPV air unit, and you can put a micro SD card in it. I've got one in it, so when you record in your goggles, you have your low res in the goggles. That's what I showed you. You have higher res in here. I didn't show you this because all it is pretty much the same, but I wanted to show you exactly what you see in your goggles. There we go. I've yanked it out a bit more so you can see it. There's nothing exciting to it. You can't buy these air units anymore from DJI, but some manufacturers still sell them. The folks who sell the SWAN, they still have them, and they might be able to sell them to you, but you could just order one in the SWAN, and that's it. Now, the reason I'm showing you all this is because I just wanted to remind newbies that if you're not used to flying with DJI goggles, they don't automatically link. So when you get this unit, there's a little spot on the side. You can watch a million videos on YouTube how to link your DJI FPV goggles to the DJI Air unit. And basically you're going to push in a button, it's going to turn red. Same thing on your goggles. Your goggles will beep about 3 times, I believe it is, and then they're linked and they're all set to go. That's it. Sometimes you might have to do an update on here if the firmware is not the same as the firmware on your goggles, but when I received mine, the firmware was the same. So back to me sitting outside giving you my final thoughts. Here we go. Now a few more points to pass on. Flying FPV with the goggles on is very immersive. It's like going to see an IMAX movie in a movie theater. Now I can tell you about the movie I saw at the IMAX movie theater, but when I tell you about it, I can never explain how immersive it is. You have to try it to actually experience it. So if you're watching this video and you're going, well, FPV doesn't sound anything exciting, it's pretty awesome. You gotta try FPV. If you've never tried it in your life, you have to. So if you just fly FPV drones and you'll be in the FPV hobby. Now, the next thing I wanna mention is your controller. This is the second version of the SWAN HEQUAV Pro I have reviewed. This is the FPV version. Basically all they've done is stuck the DJI Air unit inside. And when they put the DJI FPV Air unit inside, they had to disconnect the antenna that transmits the signal back to here for the video. So in other words, when I fly this with FPV, I do not have a video from this camera up front on my controller. That would be pretty cool if you did, if you had it on the controller and in your goggles, but you don't. It's one or the other. So in this case, when the air unit is in and activated, there's no video on the screen. You would have to take the air unit out or unsolder it and stick it back the way it was with the camera connections and all that stuff, and then you would get the video on here. So with all of that said, I'm going to put links below. Go check this out. It comes in several different versions, and there's very professional versions which you can fly them super far and do mapping and all sorts of things. But for guys like us that are consumers and we're just out to have fun, all you need is the version that's non-FPV or the one that I have here that is FPV. You can decide and you can buy everything you need on the website. So the links are below. Go check it out and see if it's for you. And if you have questions on this version or the previous version I reviewed where everything's on the controller, just post them below and I will get back to you. All right, guys, thanks for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up and I will catch you in future video reviews with many more products, maybe even this one. All right, take care. Bye.